Prince Harry is having such a nervous breakdown that a picture of his young niece celebrating her birthday, lovely young woman who he no longer has anything to do with because of his appalling treatment of her parents, sends him into some type of meltdown. The biggest meltdown he's feeling right now is as a result of his erasal by his father, King Charles, from Highgrove. Yes, this was before the appalling behaviour. This is now. Do you notice the picture that's missing? From the wedding. For very good reason. I reckon Camilla probably chucked it in the bin, actually. But let me show you why Prince Harry is apparently having this breakdown, with friends revealing to Richard Eden how the lovely new image of Charlotte left him feeling very sad. For an old friend of the Duke of Sussex tells Richard Eden that Harry desperately wishes his own children, Prince Archie, who turned 7 yesterday, and Princess Lilibet 4, enjoyed the same sort of childhood as their cousins Charlotte, Prince George and Prince Louis. Who took that right and that opportunity away from them? Chickens coming home to roost is the saying that rings a bell here. This is what the pal told Mr. Eden. Archie and Lily are having a lovely time in California, a lovely time as prisoners in that mansion. But Harry is very sad that they are missing out on life with the rest of their family. During his return visit to Britain last September, Harry told a friend that he and his wife Meghan plan to educate their children in this country, meaning the UK. Harry feels his children are missing out on the extensive family network that their cousins are enjoying, explained the chum, referring to Prince William and Catherine's offspring, who all currently attend the same public school, £32,000 per year, Lumbrook. Harry wants his children to have the very best education, the friend added. He has retained his closest friendship group of confidants from his days at Highgrove and Eton. He wants that for his own children. Now, again, there's a lot of propaganda being put out there. Can I just tell you, he hasn't maintained the friends and the confidants from his school days, because I know some of those guys and they find his behaviour truly reprehensible. They find the way that he treats the British royal family truly reprehensible. So can we please stop this propaganda that Harry is still in touch with all of these old mates? No. Most of them think that he is a scumbag and feel like the rest of the British public. The friend conceded that Harry might have a challenge selling his plan to Meghan. Oh yeah, no sugar, Sherlock. Who is said to consider sending children to boarding school barbaric. Well, that is a dig. Can I just be clear about what's going on here? That is a dig at Prince William and Catherine, who are probably intending to send Prince George to a boarding school. And so now we have Meghan, who I think is anything but Mother of the Year, describing William and Catherine as barbaric. Sickening. This is also sickening and desperate. The pal went on, there is still some negotiation for Harry to have with Meghan. The king, however, is delighted. No, he's not. Again, can we please stop this propaganda suggesting that in some way the king, who has now cut all contact with Harry, really gives a damn about his pie-in-the-sky plans. Actually, what he wants is Harry not causing trouble and not causing difficulty. And if he were to return to the United Kingdom, bring the children back to attend school here, guess what? That would immediately cause trouble and difficulties for the king. That comment, though, Richard Eden goes on, suggests that the Duke had mentioned his plans to educate his children in Britain to his father, who he met for tea at Clarence House last September. Given the ages of Archie and Lilibet, who were controversially given Queen Elizabeth II's family pet name, they are unlikely to be sent to boarding school across the Atlantic anytime soon. Meanwhile, their cousin Prince George is expected to start boarding school, probably Eton College, that's what I believe, in September. Now, as the royal grift put it, after having to put up with that, these royal reporters are the reason for a lot of this gaslighting. Are you effing kidding me with this bullshit? We are sick of these two. Let them sort it out privately. I mean, P. Diner, royal YouTube sensation, by the way. Hello, welcome. Great to have you back on Outspoken. Sorry, I'm just so into this story.
Yeah.
You know, I actually agree with the royal grift on this. Like, what is Richard Eden trying to suggest here? What is he playing at? And actually, everyone needs to see through what this is. Total propaganda from Team Harry and Meghan full of lies, attempting to do down William and Catherine by describing them as barbaric, attempting to do down William and Catherine for putting out a lovely picture of Charlotte. I mean, it's just nuts. And also, I think totally misrepresenting where the king actually stands in regards to Harry today.
Well, I think there's just a lot of confusion because Harry is confused. There is a lot of stories going in so many different directions. No one really truly knows. But I think from the experience that Harry is having right now, I mean, I can see him wanting to have his children have experiences that he had growing up. So I do see that there is some problems with, the future of Harry's children. What is happening now, I think, with the media is just there's just so much going with their lives in terms of, what people are saying that they said, what the reality is. And I just think it plays to the fact that, Harry's life is a mess and he is confused and his children are confused. They will be essentially later as they get older because none of this will make sense to them because their lives have been, I think, hidden from them. Part of their life has been hidden from them in real time. Like right now, they're not going to experience a lot of these things that, Charlotte and the other cousins are experiencing. So it's really sad to watch it actually happening because we know that these children are experiencing a very a secluded life that is not going to give them the full life that they should have as real royals, living in the UK. So, you know, that's how I see it. It's just a lot of confusion with everything because he's confused.
Yeah, indeed. But the thing is, Pete Diner, it's like, does he have any idea who his wife is? Like I have said for a long time, and we have even had this conversation, P. Diner, and you know all about this given your time in California. There is no way in hell that she is letting the children be privately educated in the United Kingdom because all of a sudden she would potentially lose that ability once the marriage breaks up to keep the children in California, which is effectively her biggest bargaining chip in terms of either what the divorce settlement is or what type of agreement they come to. So it's just not happening. And I just find it so delusional that Harry will have these conversations with his friends. And I'm sure he does have a lot of dreams, but it's like she's not allowing that.
No, Megan is smart. She knows that that's going to be her ticket to never having these children because they will then become like forever in the UK, essentially. I mean, that would be their whole life, essentially, would be going away to boarding school, and she will not have any power. She's giving up her power if she allows this to happen. So, no, there is absolutely no way that's going to happen. I mean, I even have a personal story where something very similar happened to me, and that's what I was thinking. I'm not going to allow my child to go visit in another country where his dad is because I will lose my custody rights. So, yeah, Megan is not going to allow that to happen. Mm-mm.
100%. Then we come to the dig from Charles. And Pete Diner, don't tell me this is not deliberate. Okay, because they know the symbolism of these moments. And it really makes me think right back to when I revealed the story of Megxit, and it has become folklore now. But remember, I was being briefed by people very, very close to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle that one of the final straws in terms of their reason to decide to leave was when they saw that the late Queen Elizabeth, during her Christmas message that year, didn't have the picture of Harry and Meghan. And well, it was Archie at that time, wasn't it? It wasn't really, but didn't have the picture of Harry, Meghan, and Archie on her table. That was one of the things. So this is symbolism, and it's got to hurt. Let me just take you through the reporting of it. This from Hello magazine, actually. King Charles's Highgrove shake-up sees Meghan Markle photo move. His Majesty King Charles has had a reshuffle at his beloved countryside home in Gloucestershire. A new look inside reveals. But as Long Sally, aka Sue Smith, revealed, bye-bye, Meghan. They took her picture down, and I don't blame them. Cleansing the house of evil. It was actually Chris Jackson, the Getty photographer who does a lot of royal stuff, who put this out there to the world, because I think he had taken those pictures that do remain on the table. And as Hello went on, His Majesty King Charles loves spending time at his Gloucestershire home, Highgrove, and the countryside retreat is full of very personal elements, including family photographs. A fresh look inside the royal residence has revealed that the monarch has had a reshuffling of the photo frames, and seemingly a photo of Meghan and Harry's wedding day has been moved from its prime position. An Instagram story by royal photographer Chris Jackson, who was at the property to host an event, quickly snapped 2 of his own images on display in one of the gorgeous rooms. A small wooden table showed an image of Prince Harry shoulder to shoulder with his brother Prince William and father King Charles. Another showed King Charles holding his grandson Prince Louis. In 2024, influencer Lydia Malin spotted this very spot, but eagle-eyed fans will be able to spot the difference. There used to be an image taken on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 2018 wedding day on display. Now, of course, Hello Magazine, because they're pretty soft on these things and quite careful with Harry and Meghan, said, there's a chance Charles's team has simply chosen to display the wedding image elsewhere, but it's lovely to see the smiling snap of Charles and Louis now proudly on display. I mean, pull the other one, P. Diner. Of course, this is not a coincidence. This is absolutely symbolism, and it backs up what I have been reporting earlier in the show, which is that this delusion that Harry has that things are great between him and Charles is increasingly out of touch with the reality of how Charles actually feels.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They are able to erase you. That's what they do, erase you from history, erase you from, looking like you're still a part of the family. Absolutely, they did that intentionally because they're sending a message. Why would they try to not do something like that? Look at everything that Harry has done. The royals have no voice. This is the one way they have a voice, is through these symbols. And, taking away a photo allows them to show, how they feel about something. I mean, of course, if you don't really have a way to come out and refute or rebut things that is said about you in the media, the one way you do have it is by placement of photos. And I think absolutely this was done intentionally. And I think it's great when they do things like that, because they should have this way of showing, how they feel about things, because they can't otherwise with their voice or with, other ways. This is a great way to show how you feel, right? So I don't know why they do that. Like, why would they try? I mean, I guess they want to show themselves as being a magazine that's not trying to be too, combative or whatever, but just, look, just say what the reality is. We're all thinking it.
And
I
this
don't
is
know
why
why
the
they
mainstream
do
media is just dying, P. Diner, because no
that.
one wants their soft soap PR'd version of events. It's like we want the unvarnished truth. And the unvarnished truth is that things are really bad between Harry and Charles at the moment. And he clearly has removed the picture for very good reasons. And it is highly symbolic. Look,
Right.
there were some astonishing pictures that came in overnight, P. Diner. Not sure if you're a big football fan, but Prince William watching his beloved Aston Villa, and he was just absolutely going wild. Right? The glamour and prestige of our monarchy shatters when royals behave like this. You're not agreeing with him on that, P. Diner?
Right? Like the man he has
I was thinking,
feelings.
Pete Diner, do you remember the late Queen when she used to watch her horses?
The horses,
And she would,
yes.
and the Queen Mother, and no one was saying, oh, she's taking away the dignity of the monarchy. Do you like the Queen would be,
Right,
she'd be
I
like
remember
that,
that.
you know,
He
like
was like, oh yeah,
yeah, and with
right,
her
I remember that.
binoculars and.
Yeah.
I think it's really out of touch.
Right.
People criticizing William for this. I think people actually love seeing William like
We
this.
love this. We want to see our future king show emotions, real emotions that we too can relate to. Okay, this makes him human. This humanizes this man. Stop making him like someone that has to be so well contained to a stiff upper lip. This is a new day, a new time. Stop it. Okay, that's ridiculous.
Now, I also think Harry is just so desperate at the moment, P. Diner, to do anything possible to overshadow William. And I've got everyone received. So that's the first thing I want to say. Just amazing, David Attenborough. Absolutely amazing. 100%. and still going strong. It is just incredible. But you know, P. Dinah, there is a bit of a battle amongst the royal family for proximity to David Attenborough. Of course, his loyalties were always with the late Queen, but he has also done events like here he was at the Netflix event that was attended. It was a very rare event actually attended by King Charles, Prince Harry, and Prince William. And this was a big deal, P. Dinah. I remember reporting it at the time because King Charles wasn't going to attend that event because it was a Netflix event. And at the time, The Crown was running the most recent series, which was very negative about him in terms of the marriage to Princess Diana. So they came to an agreement between the palace and Netflix, which was that no stars of The Crown would attend that event. And as a result, King Charles went. And of course, we got those incredible pictures of the three men whose relationship was really faltering at that point with David Attenborough. So I'm just making the point, P. Dinah, there is a long history with David Attenborough and the British royal family. But I'd say he's least close to Harry, actually. But Harry has decided to try and get himself some good PR for David Attenborough's birthday. This wasn't something that was asked for him to do, by writing an article. And P. Dinah, I say writing, I mean, he didn't write this, okay? Harry didn't write this. It was either AI or written by one of his team or sort of commissioned out, because I just don't believe he wrote this. I'm just being totally honest with you. And it's for Time magazine. And he wrote, for almost anyone who grew up in the United Kingdom, Sir David Attenborough is more than a broadcaster. He is a secular saint. He is an institutional pillar as essential to the national fabric as a cup of tea. His almost whispers have been the soft soundtrack of the home, a shared experience that turned the Weekend Nature documentary into a national ritual. Whether you grew up enjoying biscuits or cookies, he is the man who showed you the world through a uniquely spectacular lens. He has earned the world's trust by simply showing us that our environment is worth appreciating. He didn't demand our attention, but drew us in with the wonder of nature all the same. In Attenborough's approach, we find a vital lesson for our time, that wonder is a powerful precursor to protection, reminding us that we may only care for a world that we have first learned to truly value. Now, it went on and on and on, P. Dinah. But my thing is, firstly, Attenborough didn't ask you to do this. He actually wanted it to be relatively low-key. I've seen him speaking about that. And there was a whole load planned by the BBC where he continues to work. But the bigger point is, P. Dinah, the way that people are authentic, and that is something that Harry and Meghan have put so much stock in, being authentic, is when we hear your voice, when we read your words. Okay, people often say, I mean, I used to write a lot. You know, I had my columns for years and years and years. And the biggest compliment people could give me, P. Dinah, is, oh, it was like you were speaking to me. I could hear your voice in that. It was just like you were talking. You know, that's the joy of writing. And that's why I hate AI so much and people who use AI to write their articles. Now, Harry may have used AI for this. He may have got someone else to write it. But trust me, that's not his voice. And it would have been so much better for Harry to actually write something from the heart, because this tribute, P. Dinah, I think was just an attempt to try and get some good PR off the back of David Attenborough.
The latest discussion began after reports emerged suggesting that Prince Harry has been reflecting on the differences between his children's upbringing and that of their royal cousins. The conversation gained momentum following Princess Charlotte's recent birthday photograph, which prompted renewed comparisons between the lives of Prince William and Princess Catherine's children and those of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. According to media reports cited by royal commentators, Harry is said to feel saddened that his children are growing up without the close relationships and extended family experiences he enjoyed during his own childhood. Although these reports rely on unnamed sources, they have reignited public interest in the continuing divide within the royal family. Much of the discussion centers on Archie and Lilibet. Since Harry and Meghan relocated to California in 2020, their children have largely grown up outside the royal environment. Commentators argue that this means they are missing opportunities to develop close relationships with cousins such as Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Some reports also suggest that Harry values the lifelong friendships he developed while growing up in Britain and hopes his children can experience something similar. Supporters believe this reflects a father's natural concern for his children's future, while critics argue that the separation is ultimately the result of choices Harry and Meghan made themselves. Another topic attracting attention is education. According to reports discussed in the video, Harry has reportedly considered the possibility of his children spending time studying in the United Kingdom. Commentators contrast this with speculation that Meghan may prefer raising the children entirely in California. The discussion also references Britain's long tradition of boarding schools, which have educated generations of members of the royal family. At this stage, however, there has been no official confirmation that Harry and Meghan have made any decisions regarding where Archie and Lilibet will eventually attend school. For now, the debate remains based largely on media reports and commentary. Another major talking point involves King Charles's residence at Highgrove. Recent photographs from inside the property revealed that several family pictures displayed in one room had been rearranged. Royal observers noticed that a wedding photograph featuring Prince Harry and Meghan Markle was no longer visible in the same location where it had previously appeared. This immediately led to speculation that the change carried symbolic meaning. Some commentators believe the adjustment reflects the current distance between Harry and the royal family. Others caution that homes, including royal residences, are regularly redecorated and rearranged, making it difficult to know whether the change was intended to send any particular message. Without official confirmation, the significance of the photo's absence remains open to interpretation. The broader issue remains the ongoing relationship between Prince Harry and his family. Over the past several years, interviews, documentaries, and Harry's memoir have documented disagreements and strained communication within the royal family. Reports continue to suggest that contact between Harry and King Charles has become limited, while relations with Prince William remain difficult. Whether those relationships improve in the future remains one of the biggest unanswered questions surrounding the modern monarchy. Many observers continue to hope that time may eventually lead to reconciliation. As with many stories involving Harry and Meghan, public reaction has been sharply divided. Some people sympathize with Harry's reported feelings, believing any parent would want their children to know their extended family. Others argue that the circumstances surrounding the family's move to California make the current situation an inevitable consequence of earlier decisions. The differing reactions once again demonstrate how polarizing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex remain. Nearly every development involving the couple generates passionate discussion from both supporters and critics. Royal watchers have long paid close attention to symbolism. Whether it's seating arrangements at public events, balcony appearances, family portraits, or even the placement of photographs inside royal residences, seemingly small details often become subjects of intense analysis. The recent discussion surrounding Highgrove illustrates how even a single photograph can generate widespread speculation about the state of family relationships. Whether intentional or simply coincidental, symbolic moments often shape public perceptions just as much as official statements. The latest reports surrounding Prince Harry, Princess Charlotte, and King Charles have once again highlighted the continuing fascination with the royal family's personal relationships. While some claims remain based on anonymous sources and interpretation, they have reignited conversations about family, reconciliation, and the long-term impact of the Sussexes' decision to build a new life in California. As always, it's important to distinguish between verified facts, reported claims, and personal opinion when following stories involving public figures. Now we'd like to hear from you. Do you think Prince Harry regrets the distance between his children and the royal family, or do you believe these reports are being overinterpreted? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coverage of the royal family, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the biggest stories making headlines. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.